first topic, right? It says here, woman loses husband for this dumb reason. Yes, people, you're gonna know what the dumb reason is, right? Pardon my French, pardon my reading, I'm not the greatest. It says, how can I get my husband back? I divorced my husband out of group influence last year in 2023. I started working as a nurse and my friends told me I can do better without a man. All right. So I got motivated by what my friend said and left my husband. As I'm talking to you now, two of my friends who advised me to leave my marriage got married recently, and I feel lonely. I can't find another man. So far, I have dated 5 men, and they have slept with me. And
No, sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
So far, I've dated 5 men, and they have slept with me and gone. These men, despite dating me, they never respect me, knowing the fact that I'm not the attractive type. I'm in my 30s. One of my boyfriends got married to another young girl recently, leaving me heartbroken. I've tried.
One of my boyfriend.
Oh yeah, that's it, my bad. I'm tired and I need my husband back in my loving life. What actions shall I take for immature, bad advice from evil friends? My question is.
That's questionable. There's so many.
My question is, obviously we can dive into this much more, but my question is, should he take her back?
You'd have to talk for a man, because I've got so much to say on the content of that one statement.
Right? And would you listen to your friends when it comes to your relationship?
You're asking me directly?
I'm asking both of you.
The reason I'm confused, you said that she said her wicked evil friends influenced her to divorce her husband. She didn't say if they were having a good relationship. She didn't say any reasons. Unless you've got no form of mind of your own, to get up and just divorce a good man would be ludicrous. So that would bear me to think in my mind, maybe you weren't ready for a husband.
I'm thinking, in a sense, sorry for cutting you, that I think he's what she would class as a good man, as she's trying to get him back.
But she doesn't have very much standards. The reason I say that, she just said she got divorced last year, 2023.
Yeah.
She's dated 5 men who have slept with her. Her boyfriend got married. There's so many points in there that tells me that this person isn't really grown in their brain. And sometimes men take women and marry them, not just because of what they can do for them, but because of how easy it is to have them, to say you have somebody and to say you have a certain lifestyle. The standard of lifestyle you're living together, that's different. If you really want back a husband and it's a man with sense, would you put that statement out there telling him you've slept with 5 men? That's who you're admitted to. Because you've admitted to 5. So I feel like you probably missed out a few numbers, because that sounds is questionable. My boyfriend's married, and she said 2 of the wicked evil friends got married in that time. Yeah, it sounds like a childish group of people. I give advice I always say to my friends, I can tell you what I would do, but you can't do what I do because you're not me to manage that. So I'm going to give you my advice. I never advise people to leave because only you know what you're living. Once you're not being abused physically or mentally, there's certain things I'd always say if you've got a good man work with. I don't want to bag of lonely women friends on my phone and we've all got cats. You understand me? I don't see jealousy and envy as promoting a better us. I don't want our children to see us not having anybody. Partnership, leadership in your home. These are things that real women desire. They desire and they're open to. So that's how I would close it. Like, I've been seeing a lot of this. I was married, but it's just, what is your standard of a good man, like you said? Yeah.
Does she have kids?
It doesn't specify.
Oh, okay. I doubt.
I will say no because she gave us a lot of information.
Yeah, she didn't say that. Yeah.
And the thing is, you're guessing that But to her,
Listen, yeah.
what's important might not be children.
Subscribe to silent business.
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
it's really scary to say that some people could have given you all that information and omitted one of the biggest things in there.
Probably the most
Because
important part.
that is, it could, like, you said you're lonely. You didn't say anything about children, but what is clearly very important to her is men dating and what people say and just having someone to have them. So
She
you
didn't really specify if there was any issues in the relationship.
nothing.
She just said her friend said she can do better by herself.
Thank you.
So there was no, she didn't really go into detail as how the relationship was. So it could have been a decent marriage. You understand? She left him because she was influenced by her friends.
I wouldn't come back.
I doubt the guy, the ex-husband, knows anything about her posting this.
Okay.
I doubt it. I doubt she'll put her name on it. And
Probably
do you know what I mean?
Does
Yeah,
she
exactly.
sound like
Yeah.
She's got sense though.
So without him knowing, he probably would take her back. They could probably talk about it and see what's what. But if he knew about it and why she divorced him due to her friends in her ear, then as a man, no, you shouldn't take her back. Plus, if you have no kids with her as well, yeah, don't take her back.
Okay.
I definitely wouldn't.
Well, if it's that easy for someone to influence you, you could get married again and be influenced by a different set of people.
Yeah, but hopefully she'll learn her lesson.
No, because she been with like what 5 men after that, and she clearly didn't learn no lesson. You understand?
If she gets married again, then she'll realize, no, I'm not going to listen to anyone else because I've been married before. Do you know what I mean?
The
So
thing I'm hearing from her is like, you know, I tried this lone wolf thing, you know, listening to my friends, breaking up my own marriage, and now that I'm out here in the wilderness and I'm for the subway, it's lonely. That's what I'm hearing from her. It's seriously lonely. I'm not hearing no accountability. You understand? I'm not hearing, you know, I'm sorry and this is the. I'm just hearing, I've tried it, I've tested it, I don't want it, and I'm lonely.
like I said, single women keep women single, innit? So
That's the saying. But this is it's just a generalization because most of us, if you've got a good friend with a good man, that's how you meet good men. Do you understand? Because good men know good men. So if I've got sisters, I've got friends that are married, and they're gonna tell you, I'm one person that's gonna tell you keep your husband happy. A lie, friend. I would say to you, yo, him coming from work, come after 4 and go do it for do. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if I see you've got a good man, I'm gonna hold him to a certain standard. When I see a man wholeheartedly being there, I'm gonna give you that respect. Do you understand me? Because that's what I would desire for myself. This people feeling like seeing somebody in a lane, you can't get in there when everybody's got their own lane. Sometimes it's not the same time. So I wish happiness for everybody. And that's where we're a bit divided as people.
but it depends on the woman. Like you said, you would do that, but we don't know what type of woman is out there. Like you get certain women that will think that they've settled for their husband and see that her friend's got a better quote unquote husband than she has. So she might kind of destroy her marriage. Do you know what I mean? Because of jealousy. So yeah, all depends on the woman.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's that hypergamous nature kicking in again, isn't it? You understand? It's kind of like you know sometimes when like not trying to direct it just towards female. When like say for instance a group of females, you guys link up and you're talking about your boyfriends or your husbands or whatever. You understand? And you make your husband, your boyfriend seem like, listen, he's the best thing on literally on this planet, right? And a lot of the times what I see is other women now eyeballing that man because they know that man is a limited supply. You understand where I'm coming from, right? So I see a lot of that. So this is gonna sound mad. Half of the time I kind of tell, you know, when I talk to certain types of women, I tell them, listen, don't advertise your man to your friends.
100%, you got to be careful what you say and to who you're saying it to. You've got to be.
You get me? Because influence is very heavy out here. And for instance, like, and this goes for both man and woman. If you're in a serious relationship, committed, regardless what your friends say they might see or might not see, would you allow your friends to influence your relationship?
Not really. They can give advice. If you go to them for advice, then you can take that into consideration. But to actually influence your relationship, no, because at the end of the day, it should be your decision as to how you move in your relationship. Like I said, you could take advice, but to actually move upon what your friends personally think, their own opinions and that, you shouldn't do that. Well, again, people have ulterior motives, innit? So they could just dislike your husband because of XYZ, and they will give you bad advice just for you to break up.
Most of the time, you've got to be careful what you say when you are upset and when you are unhappy.
Yeah.
Because then people put it in a context and feel like they have the right to not only give you advice, but sometimes step to your actual man and say things that is not within their right to do. So I wouldn't take directions and instructions, but constructive criticism and decent advice, and from people that you can actually see has something about them.
Decent advice though, because don't forget, like for instance, a lot of people that you might be getting advice from is probably coming from failed relationship themselves. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah. So what would we class as like
some friends
decent
are more sexy,
advice?
so they might give you some good advice. You got a good man, sex up your bedroom. See, as a man, that would be nice. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm saying to you, there's different advice. It's not always about a negative. It could just be something they see.
Suppose I come to you and tell you, say, listen, I see a man down the road and I saw some female in the passenger seat. You understand? Obviously, they were looking a bit too friendly, but I didn't see nothing go on. And if I come to you as a friend and I tell you that, you understand, because this is...
Your man.
So, like, what would you be?
Not always, but it could be a work friend, it could be a family friend, it could be a sister's friend. It depends on how you move or think as a female. Like, if you're just unconfident and everything's an issue, it's an issue. Do you understand me? Like,
because this one piece of information that I'm giving you could just sway your whole behavior in your relationship. Yeah. You understand? Because now you adapt a different mindset. You don't even know, boy, it's like, is he out there really saying do it? Is he doing what he's saying he's doing? You understand? Stuff like that.
But it's down to interpretation. Like, for example, you just gave of one person seeing another's partner in the car moving a bit mad. That's a perspective. Do you know what I mean? Some people might perceive a hug as being over the top. Do you know what I mean? Once you're in a relationship. So again, if you're giving advice, it has to be practical, rational and logical, to be honest. It can't be emotional.
Boy, I definitely take that and understand. Take good advice, people. Understand, preferably on people who's been there, done it, still got the T-shirt.
I don't believe that, because again, you don't have to be a footballer to be a coach. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You don't have to be playing the field to be a good manager.
It doesn't mean just because you're in a successful relationship, you know how to give advice. So it's not always what you say, it's delivery and at the time. So I have to agree with Ty with that. Like,
yeah, so it's
people and their characters.
Okay, so at the end of the day, it's you get advice, but it's really what you want.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you want to take that advice or not. So,
all right, cool. Staying on relationships, right? Yeah, this topic came up the other day, and